out of Hialeah, Florida. Let's see this brief feature on Cormellio Phipps.
My name is Cormellio Phipps, aka Chatterton. My record is 6-0 with 2 KOs, and I'm from Oxford, Pennsylvania. My first experience, it was really exciting, like how Red Out put it together and like treat you like you was somebody. I loved it, and I was like more excited for the fight. Oxford, PA is a real small, like little country town. Everybody knows where Pennsylvania, Philly is. They don't know where Oxford is. If I am from where I'm at, is like making a name for Oxford. Right? I belong to fight some of these fighters at 122, and how much people that's coming out there and about to see me fight is gonna be crazy. Like they're gonna be like, I'm gonna be the next one up.
His opposition, Cormellio Phipps.
This is 20-year-old Cormellio Phipps. He's got a record of 6-0 with 2 knockouts. The Oxford, PA native started boxing. He said somewhere between 3 and 4 years old. His dad got him into it. They were watching the fights, and Portillo started in the gym. That led to 218 amateur fights, 13 international titles, and a bronze at a World Youth Qualifier.
Amazing, decorated amateur. Actually seen him work out in my gym a few times. He came to spar. Definitely a great young talent.
Phipps and Gonzalez. Danny, what do you see in the numbers?
Phipps, 20 years old. Gonzalez, 29. Both the same height, both the same weight, both orthodox. Let's see who got what it takes.
Up to Lupe Contreras.
We continue inside the Archer Music Hall. This is Red Owl on the road, this contest. Set for a distance of 6 rounds or less. In the super bantamweight division, the judges scoring the action. We have Justin Rubenstein, along with Marcel Varela and Steve Weisfeld. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters wearing white with maroon trim. He weighed in at an official 123 3/4 pounds. Tonight, this anytime, anywhere warrior enters the Red Owl boxing ring for the 22nd time as a pro, with a record of 12 victories against 9 losses, 6 of his victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Hialeah, Florida, Perez Gonzalez. His opposition across ring, the red corner. Wearing brown with orange trim, he weighed in officially at 123 3/4 pounds. Tonight, this highly touted prospect puts it all on the line, including his undefeated 6-0, 2 KO record. Reppin' Oxford, Pennsylvania, Chatterton, Cormellio Phipps. Final instructions, referee Mary Glover.
You both receive the same instructions. Whatever you do, no one's going to take this at all times.
Cormellio Phipps, 6-0, 2 knockouts. He's in the brown and orange. Frank Gonzalez, 12-9, 6 knockouts. He's in the white and we'll call that purple. Mark Abrams, Danny Garcia here at the Archer Music Hall in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We are underway. Got our 6-round bout here between Phipps and Gonzalez.
solid jab by Phipps.
What do you see when you told us you see Phipps once in a while down at the DSG boxing gym?
Yeah, definitely came down. Was always impressive. Works hard, sharp. I think at this time he was getting ready for like the U.S. National Championships. A few years back.
A 4-year professional is Cormellio Phipps.
Solid overhand right. I think Gonzalez is hurt. And Gonzalez is definitely hurt.
Phipps has come up a 6-round split decision over Jesse Mendenpot, who's 9-2-1. That was on October 10th in Commerce, California.
Solid shot by Phipps.
Gonzalez lost a 6-round unanimous decision to 11-1 Kevin Ayala back on October the 25th in San Antonio. Gonzalez is fought some fighters like Manuel Rodriguez.
Solid overhand right. Got him on skates.
And Gonzalez is a little shaken up there.
That should be a knock.
Phipps throwing down there. You can tell his legs are unsteady now. Let's see if Phipps, who's got half the first round to go, to see if he can do a big shot, knocks the mouthpiece out of
Too much speed and power.
Gonzalez did well to duck out a few of those punches. Good luck talk from Phipps. Phipps has missed a lot of these. He's been a little too hyper, as you would say.
Yeah, definitely. But the speed is killing Gonzalez. The speed, too much speed and power. Gonzalez doesn't see none of these shots coming.
Phipps lands a nice uppercut there. Phipps gets a reprieve now with the mouthpiece being spit out.
Smart move by Gonzalez. That's a veteran move. When you're hurt, you find a way to rest. Will it make a difference? I don't know.
He's a 9-year vet, so there's what they call the veteran tactics.
Phipps getting his breath back. That's what it seems like, getting his air back. He was teeing off a lot in that first round. Beginning of the first round. Ooh, solid.
There's
Right uppercut left hook.
There's a nice left hook from Phipps again.
Phipps feeling good in there.
Into the first round, scheduled for 6. Cormellio Phipps. Been dominant here against Frank Gonzalez.
Can't stand so high.
That overhand right there by Phipps. Right hand, overhand right started all the problems for Gonzalez. Right there, right up until left hook by Phipps.
Phipps being dominant in the first round.
I need you to stay disciplined. Frank,
See if he can step on the gas in round 2. Obviously, Gonzalez very wobbly for a short period of time.
Every time we throw our punches, all right? Let's go. Wake the fuck up. Let's go.
Too much water.
Grab the stool. All right.
Round 2 scheduled for 6. Cormellio Phipps. Frank Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to reach with the left hook.
Let him out. 3 jabs to the spot position. 3 jabs.
Back to the jab for Phipps.
Phipps really explosive, especially when he lets his hands go. Those rights and those left hooks come out real explosive. Gonzalez having trouble seeing those shots. That's what's troubling him.
Good 5, Frank. Good 5. Give me a fake 3-2. Fake 3-2. The 2 goes to the body. The 2 goes to the body, Frank. Frank, I need that thing down.
Right from Phipps.
Ooh, solid left uppercut to the body by Phipps. Digging shot.
Back on him, Frank. Back on him. Back on him.
Gonzalez has been stopped in 3 of his 9 losses.
Back on him. Back on him.
Those
Back
left
on him, Frank. Back
hooks
on
to the
him.
body. Doing damage to Gonzalez on that side.
Frank, you. Frank, you. You, Frank. You.
Ooh, solid body shot again.
Yep.
Frank, you got right there.
Phipps found the home for that left uppercut to the body. Right underneath that right elbow.
You just jab. You know about that jab. Frank, five to the body. Frank, five to the body. Again, push him back against the rope. Come on, Frank.
Phipps sticks out the right hand.
He's feeling good in there. He's having fun. He's doing what he wants.
You can see on his face that he has Gonzalez going every which way but loose.
Back on him.
As I said,
Frank, back on him. Frank, back on him. Two to the body. Frank, back on him. Push him
This is
back.
with the uppercut that's
Frank, push him
Phipps.
back. Frank, lead hand out.
Gonzalez hanging in there. He's just a couple steps behind.
Yeah.
Phipps really quick,
Pivot jab, 6-3.
really explosive, solid power.
Stick to the body. 1, 2, 3. Frank, before you do it.
see Phipps is now settled down here in round 2
Frank, that's a six.
after a pretty frenetic round 1.
Lead hand out. Let's go.
Sometimes you realize, hey, this guy might not go anywhere. Let me slow it down a little bit just so I don't punch myself out.
Exactly, yeah.
Still got a few rounds to go. And I think that's what we're seeing here right now.
See him sticking and moving in round 2 between Phipps and Gonzalez.
Listen, I need you to use that jab and shut it up, all right? That 5 is going to be there. Everything you're doing is right here in this tap stuff. So counter off of that, all right? Breathe. Take this. You got to slip
It's a
up.
good round so far for Cormellio Phipps.
All right? I need that lead hand out, especially when we're in the 50-50. We're in the 50-50, he can touch us, we can touch him. You got to have this lead hand out, all right? You got to have this out. And then we got to
So
start.
he makes
We got to start.
masks for cancer patients, does Cormellio
You got to
Phipps.
put the will, stay there.
Wow.
Stay there. You stay there.
You know, that's a tough job. See kids go through that type of pain. You know?
Absolutely. Told me he sold a good amount of tickets as well. We heard that in his introduction. We start round number 3 between Phipps and Gonzalez. Gonzalez 12-9 with 6 knockouts. Took on the undefeated Oxford, PA native. After this, we still have our co-feature main event to follow. Look around, this place is it's pretty packed in here, man.
Great crowd. And these are, you can tell these are real boxing fans.
Yeah.
People who really like to watch boxing and enjoy great fights. Energetic crowd, great atmosphere.
Good uppercut. Gonzalez walked right into a right uppercut.
Ooh, solid right uppercut. He found a home for that right uppercut.
Really starting to time Gonzalez coming in.
He has to come back with the hook.
Or an overhand right as Gonzalez holding on.
Gonzalez is tough, but really no snap in his punches. Doesn't seem to have enough snap to get Phipps' attention.
Yes. He's just kind of walking in. He's not really getting down on him, not sitting on him.
It's really tough, especially when somebody's faster and stronger than you. It just feels like you're always a step behind.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of hard to get confidence when somebody's just a couple steps ahead of you.
See Phipps jabbing and moving, landing some body shots. He's content right now, just to win some rounds, it looks like. The mouthpiece of Gonzalez goes out again. He didn't even get hit. He just fell out for no reason.
Yeah, he's keeping his mouth open. He has to learn how to bite down.
Yeah.
You can get your jaw broken that way.
Yeah.
Mouth open, get hit with the right shot, break your jaw.
You don't see that much. Usually you see a guy get the mouthpiece get knocked out, and he's deducted a point by referee Mary Glover. Because he just, like I said, he didn't even get hit.
Right. I think it's too soon for it to take a point. Ain't it 3 times? You spit it 3 times?
I mean, I don't know if was he warned the first time, but the first time he was getting hit real hard.
Yeah, I don't think I would have took a point right there. I think, maybe the 3rd time, 2nd time. 1st time got knocked out of his mouth by a punch. 2nd time, he might have spit it out.
End of round 3, scheduled for 6 between Phipps and Gonzalez.
Phipps and Gonzalez hanging there a little bit.
You doing good, right? Stay sharp with your jab. Use your thing and work off your jab and stuff that's right. He's tired, okay? I want you to hit that body there. You're going to have to drop them legs down and go into it, all right? That's going to take a lot of air out of it.
Halfway through our fight here between Phipps.
Lift him out. Look, you can be aggressive in there. Don't be afraid to be aggressive in there, all right? You hear me? What's that though?
So sitting here like this, Danny, we're ringside. We can basically touch the ring. Give me the itch a little bit, or
always, because I'm always gonna be a fighter. That's one thing I learned about fighters. You always want to be a fighter. But I'm enjoying tonight watching these young fighters do their thing, and definitely motivating though. Always, okay. I'm always motivated by other people. Especially young talent, they always make me feel that hunger.
I always said and we put this word in quotes again, you did your retirement fight in Brooklyn. I didn't know what sense that made from a guy from Philly. He's so much a Philly guy, he named his daughter Philly. So how could he not have his retirement fight in Philly? That's just my opinion.
That was the plan. The fight was supposed to be in Philly. It was actually supposed to be in a location that was never been done before. I don't want to.
Yeah. You told me. We did an interview. You told me.
So. Yeah. So it just boxing's all about timing.
Well, I got an idea for you.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of celebrations in our city as Phipps and Gonzalez start round 4. There's gonna be a lot of celebrations in our city this year for the 250th birthday of the country. I know where you want to do it. Could be interesting.
Yeah, that's actually the perfect time to do it.
There will be a lot of people from around the world.
Let's see if I can work some magic. It's a lot of puzzle pieces. A lot of people don't know. It's really not simple to put up a fight,
Absolutely not.
Location, the lights, production, everything's a factor.
I won't give anything away, but they did move the statue back into round 4 between Gonzalez and Phipps.
And they put Joe Frazier's statue at the bottom.
Yes.
That's great. It's amazing to see that.
We're talking about the art museum. I know Danny kind of maybe wanted to possibly have his farewell fight, but we'll see what happens. So Phipps and Gonzalez in here. So you just see Phipps, he's just doing his thing. He just continues to beat Gonzalez and punch. You can see here he's bullying him a little bit.
Yeah, definitely having fun in there. I like to see him close the show.
A little left hand from Gonzalez.
Yeah, I would like to see Phipps close the show. Sometimes you don't want to let.
And here goes the mouthpiece again.
They might disqualify him. I think if he does it one more time.
Because again, he dropped it as he was walking in.
I think one more time.
Yeah, I think referee Mary Glover just gave him the gave him the short leash chat.
Keep going, keep going.
I mean, he is in a fight though, so
Yeah,
he's cut the man a break, right?
He's hanging in there. Just the way the
He's not spitting.
mouthpiece is going.
He's not spitting it out for no reason.
Here's a right hand from Phipps. Gonzalez feeling a little bit of desperation now, mounting some offense.
The longer the fight, the more Gonzalez is having a little bit more success, more his heart growing a little bit more. I don't know if he's winning any of the rounds, but that was a more competitive round for him.
End of round 4, scheduled for 6 between Phipps and Gonzalez. Some of the highlights there.
Gonzalez trying to get off on the inside. Solid short body shot and right hand by Phipps. Gonzalez lands a short left hook right there. Backing Phipps up. That was a better round for Gonzalez. I don't think he won the round, but it was a better round for him.
Yeah, for sure. Landed a couple of left hands in there. He's in there trying. He's just outmatched against Cormellio Phipps on this evening. Round number 5 between Cormellio Phipps and Frank Gonzalez. There's a left hook from Phipps. Another left. Good combination from Phipps again.
Solid work by Phipps. I feel like Phipps kind of let his foot off the gas a little bit in the last few rounds. He's not explosive and quick as he was in the first couple rounds. I mean, that's natural. I mean,
He doesn't look fatigued, though. He doesn't look like he's really tired in there.
sometimes when you can land punches you want and do what you want in the ring, believe it or not, you get comfortable and sometimes it gets boring.
Well, I was going to say, sometimes an opponent who's not, can an opponent kind of drag you down a little bit?
Yeah, you fight to the level of your opposition.
Exactly. I mean, you're better, but, you know, he's not doing much, so I won't do much.
Right. But this what separates the young prospects. You got to go in there and finish these type of guys. Like I said earlier, you want to separate yourself from the other prospects and be the first to stop this guy and look great. And you want, when people go home, you want people to say, "Who's that Phipps kid?"
Yes.
Or the people at home watching. You know.
Yeah.
That's the kind of impression you want to leave.
And we're worldwide on the zone, and there's people from all over the place watching, and you know, this is an opportunity to really make a name for yourself. This is with the right hand does Phipps. Good to go in round number 5. Phipps back to the jab.
But at the same time, this is how you get better. This is how you get the rounds in, you get the experience. You kind of don't learn when you knock people out early.
It's almost like this does go 6 rounds. You've got 6 rounds of tape, and oh, good shot.
Solid right now.
His father, Dwayne, who's his trainer, more stuff to point out, more flaws to point out, more things to work in on in the gym.
Gonzalez has a cut over his right eye, landed by that right hand by Phipps. Maybe Phipps sees that blood.
Yeah.
And it makes him want to close the show. Sometimes you see blood, you want to, just like that, attack.
2 right and a left from Phipps. We head to the 6th and final round.
Listen, bro, I need you to throw that fucking forward, all right? Especially when you move to the right, okay? I need you to throw that fucking forward, that fucking kick, okay? Thank you.
the corner of Frank Gonzalez.
Yo, bro, you got fucking force, bro. I need it. I need it. Especially when he's moving to the right. Everything he's moving to the right. We got the 4, throwing like a 3, but looping. Or we got the 6 to the body. I need that punch, bro. Let's go, let's go.
Sixth and final round between Cormellio Phipps and Frank Gonzalez. What'd you hear from the instructions in the corner? Any thoughts on what they were saying?
I really couldn't hear it, but I know Gonzalez's corner is saying you need a knockout. Phipps is probably saying keep doing your thing, but I know he wants that knockout.
He wants a knockout as well, especially after having him hurt round 1 and the blood in round 5, and the cut is already opened up again around the left eye.
I know when I see blood, that makes my heart pump. Oh, just like that.
Right over the top again from Phipps.
Oh, it's over right here. Finishing.
Do fighters really target blood areas?
Yeah, when I see blood and I see a cut, I'm going to keep hitting that same spot over and over. Phipps got second win, it looks like. Ready to try to close the show.
Then at 50 to go in the sixth and final round, Cormellio Phipps. And a good left hook from Phipps. I like to call that the clean up left hook.
Beautiful. Right uppercut, left hook.
And the eye is starting to become a problem now for Frank Gonzalez.
If you would have told me in the first round, we would have seen the sixth the way how hurt Gonzalez was, I would have thought you were lying.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially
he was hurt,
very unsteady, and there goes the knockout again. Let's see here.
That might be another point. Yeah. I can't see her disqualifying him.
A minute to go in the fight. It's not going to disqualify him because she's at least letting him put it in. And even take a point. Uppercut from Phipps. I think he could try to knock the mouthpiece out himself. See, maybe a guy like Phipps, he sees that there's a minute left, that they during that timeout, you get amped up. You see the finish line, and then you can, you can just go all out.
Yeah, exactly. I used to do that sometimes. 30 seconds left. It's like hitting the bag in the gym. Just let it rip.
Yeah.
Let everything go.
It's like you've been tired for 2 or 3 rounds and just
every second counts in boxing. Yeah. It's really not over to that final bell. So.
So Cormellio Phipps will dance his way to the finish line here, the 6th and final round at the Archer Music Hall in Allentown, PA. Looks like he will pick up win number 7 without a loss.
Solid performance by Phipps. He did a lot of good things in there. A lot of speed, a lot of power.
Gonzalez will fall to 12-10 undoubtedly. We await decision. Let's drop the Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going all 6 rounds inside the Red Owl boxing ring, all 3 judges put in identical scores of 60 to 53 across the board in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And still undefeated as a pro, Chatter time, Cormellio Phipps.
There you have it. Portillo Phipps goes to 7-0. And in the ring to talk to him is our Leanna Cruz.
I'm here with tonight's winner. Congratulations on your victory tonight. Did the fight go the way you expected it to?
Yeah, that's I had it planned about boxing and just break him through the whole round. And it went, a punch comes, it could come, but we've been practicing all in the ring, so.
So what was the key adjustment to make sure that you solidified this win tonight?
My defense and my punch, accurate punching.
Now, what can we expect next from you?
More to come and more approving and everything, and showing my skills in the ring. And I want to give a good shout out to Red Owl to give me the opportunity to be fighting in this nice, beautiful center and stuff. And I want to thank everybody that came out and supported me all the way from Oxford, Kennett, Delaware, Maryland, everywhere. I appreciate everybody and all my sponsors. Thank you.
Back to you.
Thank you, Leanna. So, Cormellio Phipps, what do you want to see out of the young man as he moves forward in his career?
I think that was a great performance. He did everything he wanted to do in there. Started out very fast, speed, power, explosiveness, showed great defense, and I think he did a great job.
Well, we're ready to go with our co-feature bout. Let's hope the ring announcer, Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way into the arena, Francisco Pedrosa Portillo.
This is Francisco Pedrosa Portillo. He's got a record of 20-13-2 with 11 knockouts. 31-year-old, a 14-year professional. He's been in with fighters such as Roshai Warren, Antonio Vargas, Floyd Diaz, Marcus Bates, Gary Antonio Russell. So, a real veteran in there who's faced some top competition. Up the loop.
This reigning WBA Continental Americas champion enters the ring in a non-title bout and puts his undefeated record on the line, consisting of 12 victories. 3 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Wichita Falls, Texas, El Trompo, Emanuel Moreno. Our referee, Eric Dalí.
Okay, gentlemen, anything below here will be a foul. Anything below here will be a foul. You already know the rules. Let me remind you to keep it clean, protect yourself at all times, and obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Emanuel Moreno, 12-3 knockouts. He's in the zebra striped trunks. Francisco Pedrosa Portillo, 20-13-2, 11 knockouts. He's in the white and gold. Mark Abrams, along with the champ, Danny Garcia. We are here at the Archer Music Hall in Allentown, Pennsylvania, live on the zone, Red Eye Boxing. Our co-feature bout. Moreno's coming off a 8-round unanimous decision over Edwin Tercero. That took place on September 27th in Oklahoma City. Portillo coming off a unanimous decision 8-rounder over Jazio Felipe Escobedo. Well, that took place on the 12th of December, 2025 in Tijuana. Like we mentioned, Olympians Antonio Vargas, Roshai Warren, Floyd Diaz, Jason Maloney, Marcus Bates, Gary Antonio Russell. So he's been in with some good fighters, has Portillo. What have you seen early, Danny?
Right now, I just think both fighters trying to find their range. Moreno trying to find his range. Portillo trying to find his range. more of a fill-out round, but still trying to land some bombs. It looks like Portillo.
Right to the body for Moreno a moment ago. There's a right from Moreno again. Tries to go to the head.
Solid jab landed by both fighters.
Up to the body again from Moreno. Hard right to the body again from Moreno.
Good right hand by Portillo right there.
Moreno from Wichita Falls, Texas. 21 years old. We've seen a lot of, like you said, a lot of potential future stars here. A lot of 19, 20s, and 21s tonight.
A lot of great young talent. Who do you think stood out the most so far?
So
From
far,
your eyes?
yeah, a lot of these fighters have, I mean, on our main card, we like what Adrian Salazar did with that offer fighter. Eric Martinez, Phipps did what he needed to do last fight. We still have our main event to come with Antonio Perez taking on Abraham Montoya, which on paper shapes up to be a very interesting contest. Combination of the body from Portillo there. End of round one, scheduled for 8.
Al aire. Respira hondo, respira hondo. Respira hondo. Respira hondo. Eso, eso. Al aire. No te me loques, güey. No le tires
Well,
tanto
one, see
gancho,
some of
güey.
the action. Nice jab there by Portillo.
Both fighters exchanging jabs, snap each other's heads back. Moreno, short left hook. Both fighters still kind of trying to find the range. As you can see right there at that last highlight. I have the feeling this fight's going to warm up a little bit more as soon as these guys find their range.
That's Michael Zapata, the trainer of Emmanuel Moreno.
Beautiful work, man.
Round number 2 between Emmanuel Moreno and Francisco Pedroza Portillo. A good night of action so far. This is our co-feature main event to follow.
Moreno trying to lane that short left hook. He threw it a couple times already. Portillo, a veteran, keeping that right hand tucked.
Counter left from Portillo. And Portillo, a little bit similar to our main event fighter Montoya. We'll get into this during the main event, but veteran guy, he's taking some losses, but he's competitive against a lot of these fighters.
He just landed a few good shots right there against Moreno right there on the ropes.
Uppercut and a left hook from Portillo.
These veterans have a lot of tricks up their sleeves.
Yes.
You really have to come with a game plan and fight a smart fight. Especially as a young fighter. You got the speed, you got the youth, but Portillo has the experience. He's been in there with a lot of stiff competition.
35 fight veteran over 14 years.
And right now, he's really active, Portillo.
One of the things you don't want to do, and I don't know what Portillo thinks of himself, but a guy who's the perceived underdog, you don't want to get him confidence because his confidence will grow and grow and grow as the fight goes on.
Exactly. Your job as a young fighter is to let these older fighters know that you're a step behind.
Yeah.
Let them know you're the boss.
Yeah.
You're the prospect. You're the star.
Portillo keeps coming forward. Good body shot from Portillo. Kelly is a right hand from Portillo. There's countless fighters have come from Tijuana, Mexico, who are very, very tough. Portillo, no different. So they're going to fight their way out of Tijuana.
And that absolutely a lot of great fighters come from Tijuana. Eric Morales.
I was about to say, did you knock out one of them twice?
I'll tell you one thing. That first fight, I learned a lot. Eric Morales, one of the best fighters I've ever been in the ring with.
Second one, he was lit in my back.
Yeah, that was prime Garcia. That could have happened to anybody on that night.
Left hook from Moreno. End of round 2. Some of the action. You see Portillo trying to apply the pressure. You see Moreno
laying in a
good counter, but you see Portillo his aggressiveness is somewhat effective in there.
Solid jab by Moreno right there. Both fighters snap each other's neck back in that round. Moreno laying in some good shots, but you really can't tell because he's backing up so much. So it seems like beautiful work. Portillo's controlling the pace of the fight a little bit.
Round number 3. Emanuel Moreno and Francisco Portillo. Right hand and a left from Moreno.
Moreno trying to time Portillo coming in with those counter punches. Those counter rights and left hooks, just like that. That short left hook as he walks in, times him. Then he tries to time him with the overhand right. Just like that.
Portillo trying to go down the body with the left hand. Misses with the right to the body.
I like to see Moreno lead a little bit. Instead of countering so much, sometimes good to get off first, mix it up a little bit. Sometimes you want to start the action off, back him up a little bit, and then you can set up that big counter punch like he's looking for.
Jab from Portillo, and a right hand over the top from Portillo.
Portillo landing some good right hands this round. Moreno has to keep that left hand up, block that right hand.
What, this is a close fight so far through 2+ rounds.
Definitely competitive fight.
Yeah, you see Portillo's doesn't look pretty, but he's getting in there. Definitely the more active fighter. Whereas Moreno's trying to counter you to jab there, does Moreno. Good 1-2 from Moreno.
Portillo rangy, tall guy for his weight class. Looks like the bigger fighter, bigger frame also.
For sure. See, there's 3 punches. Not all of them landed, but it shows that he's dictating the pace in there. A good body shot from Portillo. Counter off, Moreno, nice counter off the ropes. From the end of round 3, scheduled for 8. Action starting to pick up a little bit now between Moreno and Portillo.
Portillo landed some good shots, but the more damaging shots are coming from Moreno.
Hey, güey, viste que al pecho, güey, eso está agachando.
Solid right hand off the rope. Counter shot by Moreno right there. That's the shot he's been looking for all night, that counter right hand.
Word. Let's go, baby. Come on. Showtime. Okay? Let's go.
Round 4 between Francisco Portillo and Emanuel Moreno. Jab from Moreno. Counter right from Moreno. Another jab from Moreno. Moreno is being more pinpoint with his counter so far to start round 4.
Definitely a lot sharper. Timing.
Oh, like
Beautiful
there.
body
Nice.
shot.
Good left to the body on the counter. It was just one of those things where Moreno just wanted to see what Portillo had for a couple rounds, and now he's trying to figure out with a good hard jab and a right hand.
For sure, sometimes as a young fighter, when you have 8 rounds, you never did 8 rounds, you say, I'm going to take the first couple rounds slow. I'm going to make sure that I got enough in the gas tank to go 8 rounds. And maybe that was the case for Moreno right now. He's landing beautiful right hands and body shots.
Nice uppercut. Moreno's moving a lot. Let's see if the legs hold up for the whole 8 rounds. Dowley says no more at the head to Portillo.
That's what the veterans do. They hit you everywhere. Behind the head, low blows. By any means.
So when you became a veteran, were you doing that stuff too?
Oh yeah, definitely in the gym. You know, I haven't.
The right hand from Portillo again. Portillo lands some good body shot. Moreno holding on.
I think most of that stuff was blocked by Moreno. Tight defense. Sometimes when the gloves hit gloves, it sounds like a blow, but I think his defense was pretty tight.
So a nice counter right from Moreno. Jabbing now from Portillo.
Moreno was having a good round. Portillo rallying a little bit here at the end, trying to steal the round.
Moreno's showboating a little bit. Portillo holds out his arms, almost got clocked with the left hook. End of round number 4, scheduled for 8 between Moreno and Portillo. Some of the action there, and well, holding and hitting action, Danny.
Yeah, behind the head. Look, hey, until the referee tells you to stop punching, this is why they tell you to protect yourself at all times. Always protect yourself in and out of the clinches. And that's something you learn as a young fighter.
Yeah.
Never wait for the referee to tell you to back up or anything. Always protect yourself at all times.
Just to tell you, the referee is not there to help you.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's a fight, so you gotta make sure you're always on point.
Starting to second half of our 8-round co-feature. Round 5. Portillo beats Moreno in the center of the ring. Jab of the body from Portillo. Tries another one.
Good counter right there by Moreno. Short right hand. These type of fights is, what do you like? You like the boxing? Do you like the aggression? Do you like the combination punching?
These are very close rounds and tough to score.
Yeah, so if you're a judge, it depends what you like.
I'm a come forward kind of guy. That's the kind of stuff I like. But
you like the volume, aggression?
Yeah. But the thing is, Moreno, especially the last couple rounds, has gotten a lot better with his counter punching, landed more flush shots.
Yeah,
so,
definitely landing clean shots. The cleaner, harder punches for sure.
Correct.
There's more damaging blows by Moreno. Portillo being a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more volume. Portillo feels good in there. It has a little bounce to his step.
Yep. Like you said earlier, you let a guy like him get confident. The confidence just grows. I mean, he's a guy who he's been to places in the squared circle.
I like Moreno right there. I like him in the center of the ring. Standing right there, holding his ground, countering shots.
It's a jab.
Does more damage in the middle of the ring. Can't back.
Good
just
right
like that.
hand from Moreno.
Just like that in the center of the ring, controlling the center. The only time Portillo gets off is when he backs up into the ropes. Just like that. Stay in the pocket and try to hold your ground and let those punches rip.
Portillo back with some combination punching. Good body shots again from Portillo.
Solid counters by Moreno. Came back with the right. Guys like Portillo, they can't fight going back. So if you push those guys back, just like this, just like this, just like that.
Yeah, a little short right hand from Moreno. And another right hand gets through from Moreno. And on a good last part of round number 5.
Great round by Moreno. Kind of looking himself in the big screen over there saying, I look pretty good in there. I used to do it all the time myself. I see a big screen or a mirror, I'm looking at that all day.
Well, mirror, I can understand that because I know because you're looking at your favorite person.
Right.
Could that get distracted though? You see a big screen?
No, sometimes you see yourself, you see your form, you see how you look, you be like, oh, I look good, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in there and kind of like motivate you.
Sometimes you'll see a fighter, I'm sure you watch enough fights, they'll look at the big screen to see how much time's left in the round. See, see how long they can need to hold on for.
Portillo's right here in the letting his hands go in exchanges. Solid jab by Moreno. Beautiful right hand.
Enfócate al cuerpo ahorita, güey. Jala aire, movimiento de la cintura, güey. ¿Qué? Mueve la cintura y al pecho, güey. Todo el pecho ahorita. Y el upper, güey. Ahí va a estar toda la noche, güey, el upper, güey. ¿Ok? Jala aire.
Round 6 scheduled for 8. Between Francisco Pedroza Portillo, Emanuel Moreno. Oh, a hard right from Portillo. That may be his best punch of the fight.
Straight, good counter punch also by Moreno, the right and the left. Ooh, another right hand by Portillo.
Right to the body from Portillo. Tries to land another right. Combination from Moreno. Left jab from Portillo again. Another left hook. So you see the volume there of Portillo.
Definitely the more active fighter.
So this is a close fight as we head into the home stretch here.
Like my father said, past the 6th round, this is when you separate the boys from the men.
Yeah.
Good body shot.
Yeah, left from Moreno. Portillo comes back. Good counter right from Moreno.
Definitely landing the more damaging blows.
Yeah.
Moreno is.
Left hook
Just
again
like
from
that.
Moreno. Yup.
Ooh, good overhand right.
Yes.
By Moreno.
Moreno's doing well now, catching Portillo coming in. Do you notice tendencies from fighters during the fight? Can you pick up on stuff during the fight, or are you just so focused on all kinds of other things? Like if he's going to step 2 times and then punch or something like that?
Yeah,
or...
absolutely. That's why it's very important when you get to the next level, you got to start getting more creative. You just can't do the same thing over and over because you get to a level where, you know, they pick up everything, you know, so you have to learn how to switch up your speeds, when to throw hard, when to throw soft, when to switch it up. Great fighters always know when to turn it up a notch.
Because certain fighters, they may like hop twice and throw right hand. You know what I mean? They may keep the same tendency over and over and over again, and
or just keep throwing the same speeds and everything.
And by like the 4th, 5th round, you pick up on it and you're able to time it.
Right.
Tranquilito, güey. Estás comenzando bien, güey, y al último lo estás dejando, güey. Cuando termines tu combinación, güey, no te le quedes parado, güey, ¿ok? Termina tu combinación y muévetele, güey, ¿ok? No te quedes parado, güey. Es la única vez que estás tocando, güey, tiras el combo y te quedas parado, güey. Dale madre. Dale madre. Hey, igual como comenzamos, güey. Al pecho, güey, al pecho, arriba y abajo y al pecho, ¿ok? Tranquilito, güey. No hay que darle chance, güey. Okay. Sigue igual, güey. Sigue igual, güey. Al cuerpo, güey. Comenzar con el cuerpo primero, ¿ok? Al cuerpo primero, güey. Primero al cuerpo, güey. Dale, mate.
Round 7 scheduled for 8. Emanuel Moreno is the house lights went down for half a second. Francisco Pedrosa Portillo.
How do you have this fight, Mark?
I haven't been scoring. It's very, and even if I was, it'd be very tough.
Ooh, good shot.
Like I said, Portillo's he's been doing that a lot, just coming in and you get a good counter shot from Moreno.
All right, let's break.
But like you said, Moreno has landed the much harder shots more consistently. Little left hook from Portillo. Good right again over the top from Portillo. Like we were saying about Phipps in the last fight, you know, especially if Moreno does come out victorious on this, got a lot of tape to look at in terms of things to work on.
This is how you grow. This is how you get better when you get those rounds.
I was about to say he's a better fighter now than he was 25, 30 minutes ago from just going through this type of fight.
This is all a part of the journey of a young fighter. tell you one thing, Portillo's in great shape. He's
Yeah.
still bouncing around. He's still energetic.
He keeps coming forward, throwing punches. Good combination from Moreno.
And it's usually hard to match the energy of a young fighter. Usually,
Yes.
the young fighters just
Like we said, Portillo is a 14-year veteran, veteran of 35 professional fights. 40 seconds ago here in round number 6. Should be round 7, the penultimate round. Oh, good
good
right hand again
by
at Portillo. Every once in a while, he puts together a nice combination like that good right again from Moreno on the counter.
sharp, short right hand.
Yep.
Give a lot of credit to Portillo for, did that stun him? I mean, he start moving around a little bit.
Coming on the 8th and final round between Emanuel Moreno and Francisco Pedroza Portillo.
Hey, último round con todo abajo, güey. Okay? No sabemos qué nos va a dar, güey. No sabemos qué nos van a dar, güey. Okay? Hey, haces una buena pelea, güey. Síguele igual, güey. Jala aire, güey. Jala aire. Hey, güey, cerradito, güey. Mira, 1-2. El upper, 1-2.
Some action in round 7.
Jala aire. Jala aire.
Moreno trying to land that right uppercut. Right here, Moreno teeing off, but great counter right hand by Moreno right there. We call that a shoulder roll. Roll the right hand, throw your right hand back, land it perfectly down the middle, sharp, short right hand.
Eighth and final round between Emanuel Moreno. 12-0, 3 knockouts. He's in the zebra trunks. Francisco Pedroza Portillo, he's in the white and gold. Mark Ames, Danny Garcia. We are at the Archer Music Hall in Allentown, and guys are coming out swinging here in round 8.
Both fighters feel a sense of urgency. It can be a close fight.
Yeah, oh, good left hook from Moreno.
I have Moreno winning. Close fight.
I think it is a close fight.
Yeah, I think he's landing a more cleaner shot.
Yep.
But then again, you never know what the judges like.
Exactly.
Value or power punches.
A 3-punch combination from Moreno. There's a right hand and a second right hand from Portillo. Dolly sees here. And he's going to take a point which can loom extremely large.
Wow.
See the replay? See what happened here real quick. This is called break. They hit to the back of the head.
I feel like it's a bad call. Moreno was kind of out of position. Portillo, yeah.
The fight, where it
to a
could,
right hand, it was just, I don't think you take away a point in this type of fight. It's too much of a close fight.
And in a minute, we'll see how big that looms on the judges' scorecards. The left inside from Portillo. Inside a minute. 8th and final round between, and a good left hook from Moreno.
From the looks of it, it's going to be a 10-8 round.
And a right from Moreno and an uppercut from Moreno. I know Moreno making one last push here.
absolutely digging deep. Knows he needs this round. He don't know if the fight's close or he's winning by a lot. But he's closing the show like a true young fighter.
And Moreno trying to coast home. We come to the end of the 8th and final round of our co-feature bout. Emanuel Moreno and Francisco Pedroza. Portillo.
Great fight.
So what do you think, Danny? What did
I think Moreno won the fight. I think he landed the more cleaner, effective punches. I always been the type of guy who scored the fight. Cleaner, effective punches. I think he landed the sharper punches. He was good footwork. He did get backed up a bit, but I feel like he was a more effective fighter in this fight.
I think he probably eked it out. I think the point will pretty much solidify for him. But Francisco Pedroza Portillo was excellent in proving, like I said, this will be one of these fights that years from now, when we talk to Emanuel Moreno, he's going to say this is a fight that really, he'll remember the turning point in his career.
He definitely learned a lot tonight. Portillo showed his experience. He was aggressive. He's been there. You could tell he's been there before. I've seen that before. I felt that punch before. Kind of knew how to handle every situation. And I feel like that's why this fight went 8 rounds.
So we will find out in a second or so. With the decision, let's up the Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're going all 8 rounds inside the Red Owl boxing ring. We consult the official scorecard. Judge Rubentine scores it 78-73. Judge Varela 76-75. And Judge Weisfeld scores about 77-74. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And still undefeated as a pro, Emanuel El Trompo Moreno.
So there you have it. The crowd booing a little bit for one. And number two, that point only on one judge's scorecard, it could have been a majority. Let's drop to Liana with the winner, Emanuel Moreno.
I'm here with the winner tonight. Congratulations on your victory. What does a performance like this represent in your journey as a fighter?
He definitely brought my toughness out. Most definitely, I came with a game plan. We had to adjust a little bit, but it was a tough fight. He gave us a tough fight, but we did what we had to do to get the win.
And now, what can we expect next from you?
Just expect better. It's only up from here. It's just another stepping stone to get to where I want to get and, get that world title shot. So, y'all 118-pounder, y'all be aware because I'm coming.
Is there anything you want to say to anyone watching at home tonight?
I'd like to thank everybody, even everybody who's booing. I got love for all y'all, every single one of y'all. Like I said, it's only up from here. Shout out to my hometown, Mount Furrow, for tuning in and, watching the 8 champion, do what he had to do. So I'll give a big thank you to Red Owl, James Barley, Gabriel, my manager, Tripod, and my whole team. And especially a big shout out to all my sponsors.
Congratulations again. Back to you.
Thank you, Liana. So, Emanuel Moreno, he was in for a good fight tonight. He
definitely won. I don't know why the crowd is booing. Sometimes you get blinded by the volume of another fighter.
Yeah, and the other thing with the underdog maybe outperforms what is expected of him. So right now we are ready for our main event, but before that we have a feature on Abraham Montoya.
Pueden esperar un Philly Montoya bien preparado, con ganas de victoria y haciendo todo lo posible por traerme la victoria de una manera justa. Mi nombre es Abraham Eduardo Montoya, soy el hijo del Pili Montoya, soy de Mexicali, Baja California. Tengo 23 peleas ganadas, 7 perdidas y un empate. Las historias del boxeo de mi papá, soy hijo de papá boxeador pues todo el tiempo escuchando. Mi papá se retiró en el 90 y yo nací en el 94, entonces ya no estuve cuando él estaba activo, pero siempre escuchando las historias de sus peleas. Para mi carrera representa continuar buscando ser parte de la élite del boxeo. Sí, al principio cuando llegó la oportunidad para pelear con él, pues lo primero que uno hace es la tarea, revisar. Vimos 2 peleas donde gana por nocaut en el primer round y uno pues tiene muy poco material porque apenas tiene 11 peleas y 6 knockouts, pero creemos que es un peleador. No, pues para mi rival pues nada personal, solo trabajo. Espero encontrarme un Antonio Perez en muy buenas condiciones y pues hacer una buena pelea, ¿no?
Making his ring walk, Abraham Montoya.
This is 31-year-old Abraham Montoya, who's got a record of 23-7-1 with 14 knockouts. The Mexicali, Mexico native is a 12-year pro. He told me he began boxing at the age of 16. His father, Billy Montoya, was a professional. So there's a second-generation fighter. Like I said, he's a real tough guy in there. Back up to Lupe. We are ready for a feature on Antonio Perez.
We have a lot of great fighters that are on the undercard that they're going to start it off, and I promise to end it. My name is Antonio Bam Bam Perez. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Record is 11-0 with 5 knockouts. Man, it feels amazing. You know, this is, I want to say, my first real big time main event. So, got to put on. They gave me a fighter where he sits there in front of me, and I'm just going to pick him apart and, God willing, take him out early and give everybody a show. You know, I would say expect a great night. Of course, I'm not in the business just to be okay. I'm in the business to be great. You know, we have a lot of people that are having pro debuts on the card and everything, and I just want to show them with all of us being together as a team, we're all going to reach to the top. And if I do become world champion, I would love to have all of Red Owl fighters on my undercard, and we all going to, you know, show them what we do. That's why we all are signed to Red Owl. It's a top company, and they're going to put us on the top platform, and they're just going to have us fight top fighters, and we're going to do what we always do. I feel like with it being in PA, you know, people tend to let the crowd get to them and stuff, even though I'm fighting here at home. Just stay focused on the game plan and just execute it. And then afterwards, I'll worry about the rest. For me, you know, it's just basically the start of a new chapter for me. You know, I become a WBC champ once again. Honestly, it's like my coming out party. They're giving me a solid fighter. And, you know, a lot of people have problems with him. He even beat a name or two. So me with this fight, it just puts me back onto that level, and it gets me higher in rank. So eventually I can fight for the WBC title. So it just means everything to me, my family, and it's going to put us in positions where soon I'll be able to take care of everyone.
Entering the arena, his opposition, Antonio Perez.
This is 24-year-old Antonio Perez. The 5-year pro started boxing at the age of 11. He says his uncle, his father's family, they watch fights, and they got him and his twin brother Angel into boxing. He had 80 amateur fights, and over the last 4 or 5 fights, he's really stepped up the competition. And as the competition has gotten better, so has Antonio.
He has the Freddy Krueger outfit on. Coming out to 50 Cent. Many men.
That's why you're here, for the hip-hop stuff. Look, our main event fighters in the ring. Let's go up to ring announcer Lupe Contreras.
We continue with the action here inside the Archer Music Hall. It is Red Owl Boxing on the road. This contest set for 10 rounds for the vacant US WBC silver lightweight title. President of the World Boxing Council, Mauricio Sulaiman. Our supervisor this evening is John Potteray. Scoring the action ringside, we have judges Justin Rubenstein, along with Nick Chimenti and Steve Weisfeld. And now, Allentown, PA, the best rivalry in sports, Mexico, Puerto Rico. We're gonna find out quién es el más macho. The Red Owl main event is on now. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters wearing black with the colors of Mexico, green, white, and red. He weighed in at the lightweight limit of 135 pounds. Tonight, this relentless come-forward brawler from Baja enters the ring in his 32nd bout as a pro with 23 victories against 7 losses, 1 bout even. 14 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Puro Chicali, Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico. Abraham, el hijo del Pili Montoya. Across the ring, the red corner. Wearing red with green and black, he weighed in at 133.5 pounds tonight. On the biggest stage of his pro career, he puts PA on his back and puts his undefeated record on the line of 11 victories. 5 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and Boricua to the bone, Antonio Bam Bam Perez. With final instructions, referee Harvey Dodd.
Okay, boxers, you went over the instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch him up. Good luck.
Antonio Perez got a record of 11-0. Five knockouts. He's in the green and red trunks. Abraham Montoya, 23-7-1-14 knockouts. Never been stopped. He's in the black trunks with the Mexican colors down the sides. Mark Abrams, Danny Garcia at the Archer Music Hall in Allentown, PA, live on the Zone. Red Out Boxing main event. Perez, he's a very quick-handed fighter, is Perez.
Nice. Perez came out swinging.
So Montoya is an aggressive fighter. He holds, like I said, he holds win over Joseph Jojo Diaz. That was 2 fights ago. And then earlier in his career, he defeated then undefeated and future featherweight champion of the world, Luis Alberto Lopez.
Jojo Diaz, that's a good win.
2 wins ago for Montoya.
Montoya's never been stopped, so you know he's durable. You know he has a solid chin. You know he's in shape. Anytime when I hear nobody's ever been stopped, I know that they're in great shape.
Right hand from Perez. Perez is coming off a 8-round unanimous decision over Alex Martin back on June the 6th in Houston. Before that was a win over 16-0-1 Antonio Bang Williams, fight that he dominated, dropped Williams. Williams was actually the favored fighter in that fight.
I like to see Perez settle down a little bit. Right now, he's a lot. Seems like nervous energy, jittery.
The right hand from Montoya. Montoya trying to drive Williams.
Solid body shot by Montoya right there.
Montoya now trying to work the body. Really pressuring Perez. Good luck to the body from Perez. Montoya already complaining of a headbutt.
That was the second time complaining about a headbutt.
Right to the body from Montoya. Montoya's also, he's coming in with his head, so. See, he's kind of leaning in. He's kind of flat-footed and leaning in is Abraham Montoya's. Perez lands a left to the solar plexus.
Montoya throwing him hard looping right hooks to the body and overhand rights just like that.
Right from Perez.
Perez has to be careful when he backs up, keep his hands up on the ropes.
Action heated up in round one.
Bien atento, Agua.
See some of the action round one. Action started to pick up towards the end of the round, Danny.
Both fighters exchange jabs on the ropes. Montoya loading up with that right hook to the body, like I said. Landing the short left jab.
This hook is going to be there, and then ducking his chest. Boom, boom, ducking here. That's it. You're good. Just keep working angles, all right? Every time you hit him, instead of bouncing, hit him, take a step back. Just walk, walk. There's too short to it. Too long to bounce. Keep your chin down, hands
Trained
up.
by Jose Martinez.
Good instructions by his trainer. I like how he told him to settle down after he punches. Not so much energy. Don't try to burn so much energy running around the ring. Learn how to settle down, take small steps, create new angles.
Montoya tried to land another overhand right. A good left from Antonio Perez.
Perez throwing everything with power and velocity.
Right over the top, misses from Montoya. You can tell that Montoya, he's just one of these tough, rough customers in there.
Definitely stubborn. He's going to be right in front of you all night, throwing body shots.
They're complaining the referee, Harvey Dock by Montoya. He ain't going to help you, Abraham. A left from Perez and a right to the body from Perez. Good right from Montoya, a little short right hand on the inside. Montoya's punches are pretty wide, but they're getting there.
Yeah, it's like they're wide, but
wide,
they're timed. They're timed. Sometimes you got timing, you know, timing is very important. It can look like it's like a weird punch, but you're just so used to doing it that way. Right there, he just landed two right hands on Perez.
So right from Montoya, Perez tries to counter the right to the body. Straight right from Perez.
Yeah, Perez is definitely the more talented fighter. But Montoya is a workhorse. He's going to be right in front of you. He's going to try to rough you up a little bit, make you fight.
And throw punches off the wrong foot, different angles. He's one of those awkwardly aggressive guys in there.
Sometimes when you perfect wrong things, it becomes a strength.
Yeah.
You can't train for certain things.
Right. I've seen several fighters that they're so awkward that it works for them.
Yeah, you can turn a bad habit into something good.
Good body shot from Perez. Come the end of round 2, scheduled for 10. Perez and Montoya in our main event here in Allentown.
Great matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's one of those things where...
Ladies and gentlemen, a quick reminder, following our main event, we do have more action remaining here at the Archer Music Hall. 2 up-and-coming undefeated fighters, Jacqueline McTamney out of Philly, as well as Allentown's own Gustavo Morales, still on the way.
It's one of those things where, like, you see 11-0 gets 23-7. You said before, you don't fight records. This is, you have to kind of look inside the record to see how it got there.
Absolutely. You have to see how they lost and who they lost to.
He also has a win over Alejandro Guerrero, who was undefeated at the time, was Montoya. Round number 3 between Antonio Perez and Abraham Montoya. Straight right and a left from Perez. Good right from Perez again. Perez ducks under, lands a left. Body shot from Antonio Perez. Maybe he kind of figured something out a little bit between round 2 and 3.
Definitely landing the more telling, explosive blows with speed and power.
He's finding his distance, I think, on his, he's fighting off the back foot, obviously. The right from Perez again.
Montoya complaining about those headbutts.
Right again for Perez.
Either fighter's really using their jab. I like to see use the jab, control the range a little bit, especially for Perez. You're the sharper, faster fighter. Try to use some jabs.
See Perez going southpaw for half a second there.
Sometimes when you feel like your opponent's easy to hit, you tend to load up and just hit him with everything.
Couple right hands from Montoya, who holds his head again, claiming he got headbutted.
Yeah, really no jabs by either fighter. All big heavy shots, big heavy blows.
The only time that Perez is sticking his left hand out is just kind of to find a little range.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a jab yet.
And you know what? Like you say, he's just trying to throw all home run punches against a guy who you probably can't move that much because he's just so hard-headed as a big chin, a great chin does Abraham Montoya.
Ooh, over here, right, I'm Montoya.
Montoya misses to the right. Trade punches on the ropes to Perez and Montoya. End of 3, scheduled for 10. See some of the action around 3, Danny. See Perez going back, but being able to land some shots, and Montoya answering.
There's a big bolo shot by Perez. Comes back with the right hand. Trying to get out of harm's way.
I want you to set it up. Te quiere cachar. I want you to pintéalo cuando entres. Pica abajo, remata a la derecha arriba. Vas bien, pero ya sabes. No, look, just time him for light shot, bend him, spin off, and then go at him.
Raul Franco, the trainer of Abraham Montoya. Montoya works with real estate construction management. You two should get together. It's you guys are doing great time.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's so strong, so durable.
Somebody loves the construction business because you can make a lot of money doing it. The right hand from Perez. Perez now just trying to pop shot move a little bit. Perez lands two left hands, one in the body, one upstairs. Montoya trying to walk his way into Perez. Montoya's one of those fighters, he's willing to take a little fire to get inside.
Absolutely. He's willing to take a few hits to get his off.
Yep. You know, these wide shots are getting home like a couple of those body punches.
He definitely knows his identity as a fighter. He knows I'm going to get hit, but I'm going to throw back.
Left to the body from Perez.
Perez landed some good shots this round. Good body shots, turning southpaw here and there, giving him different looks.
Tries to push Montoya off. I think Harvey Doc's going to...
Mouthpiece.
Okay, I thought he was going to talk to Perez about pushing Montoya halfway across the ring.
Come on, come on.
Montoya just comes in here and just keeps throwing. Body shot from Montoya. Trying to throw a jab. Jab from Perez. A wide left that gets the body by Montoya. How these wide shots get in?
Like I said before, sometimes a bad habit could turn into a good habit.
The right hand lands on the ropes for Montoya.
Some fighters you just can't train for, no matter how many sparring partners you get. Fighters like Manny Pacquiao, how do you train for him? Like no one fights like him.
End of round 4 scheduled for 10.
Las piernas. Sigue haciendo ese movimiento de cintura que hiciste, ¿sí? Muy bien. ¿Cómo te sientes? Al cuerpo te está cansando. Cuando quieras hacer la recuperación activa, también la puedes hacer, porque el muchacho está corriendo. De repente me esperas a hacer. Vamos.
Round 5 between Antonio Perez and Abraham Montoya. Good right from Montoya again. Perez trying to fight back.
Definitely a rugged, physical fight.
But Montoya doesn't seem phased by anything as he lands another one here.
Perez just walked right into that right hand.
It doesn't look that way to me. Montoya just isn't phased by anything.
Yeah, because he's fighting a steady fight. You know, it's just steady, same speed, steady. Perez is the more energetic, more flashier, throws the more telling blows.
And he's been here and done that a few times already in his career.
Absolutely. Ooh, left hook by
Montoya.
Yep.
And a right hand from Montoya.
I feel like this fight's going to get more interesting. Definitely in the next couple of rounds.
Good right.
I'm not sure if Perez ever been 10 rounds or not. Might be his first time.
Yeah, Perez has been 10 rounds.
He's been 10?
Yes.
Okay.
The Antonio Williams fight that I fought a couple years back. Won that fight pretty easily. And Perez is really in for a fight tonight. Jab from Montoya.
When you fight pressure fighters, you got to learn how to stand your ground a little bit and slip in the pocket. There's no way you can just keep moving around the ring and have energy all night. You got to learn how to control the pace, control the distance. You got to learn when to hold, when to move.
Right from Montoya again. Perez lands a nice right to the body. Tries for a second one, gets countered.
Yeah, I mean, Montoya is going to be right in front of you, so that was a good body shot by Perez. I think that hurt Montoya. Those body shots hurt Montoya. Again,
third one.
I seen his body, his posture changed. He felt those body shots underneath by Perez.
Right over the top from Montoya. And that's what you got to do against a guy like Montoya.
You got to keep going to that body. He's going to keep.
Oh, no, good right hand from Montoya.
Perez reached a little bit, missed. Montoya countered him. Short right hand.
The fight breaking out between Montoya and Perez. And guess what? We're only halfway through our main event.
Like I said, this fight's going to get more interesting the later it goes. I can tell.
He goes straight back. And all he does is come forward. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're waiting for him to stop punching, it's not going to happen. He fights that way. He just keeps coming and throwing shots. So you got to hit him, boo-boo, get beside him, and be firm. You're doing this. Boom, hitting him and leaving him go. No, hit him, get beside him, and paraphrase him. You got to stop running from this. You got to stop running every time you do something. You got to angle off, and you got to get him behind you. You don't want to tie him up.
An animated Jose Martinez in the corner.
Yeah, he's trying to get him to, after he punches, turn and punch again.
You like that philosophy?
Yeah, I get it, because he wants him to get his punches off. Don't back up. Don't let Montoya back you up and catch you on the end of his punches. But at the same time, I feel like Perez, he has to use his jab just like that a little bit. Just like that. Use the jab, control the distance. Just don't let Montoya walk in.
Yeah.
Give him something to think about. He won't be able to land those overhand rights or looping punches if you keep on the end of that jab.
Jab from Montoya. You see Perez into a little pot shot right hand. You know what we could do to dissuade Montoya? He's just been in the kitchen of Perez since the opening bell.
He didn't come this far just to go this far.
Who's the closest fighter to a Montoya type of guy that you ever fought?
That's a good question.
Good right for Perez.
I fought a guy in Mexico one time. I think he was 17-1. I think his name was Jorge Romero.
Okay.
Same type of fighter. Just kept coming forward, kept coming forward.
Not Batista, he wasn't a guy who just kept... I think in that fight, if I recall, you kind of started your dominance early in the fight.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I remember this one guy named Jorge Romero. He was same type of fight. And I just kept going to the body, kept going to the body. Later in the fight, I feinted to the body, threw a left hook upstairs, landed a big left hook, and it was over.
Here goes Perez, lands a right. Montoya trying to answer back. He lands a little right of his own. Montoya and Perez exchanging punches now in the middle of the ring.
This is good stuff right here by both fighters. Definitely fan-friendly fight. This is what the people like to see, but this is what your trainers don't like to see.
Right hand from Montoya. Knock Perez back a couple steps.
Perez throwing heavy bolos from the outside. Very dangerous punch to do because if you miss, you're wide open.
Yeah. Plus, it takes a lot of energy out when he does it.
Absolutely.
There's a right over the top from Montoya again. Right from distance from Montoya.
Ooh, I think that hurt Perez a little bit.
And another right, hard shot from Montoya.
I think that right hand hurt Perez a little bit. Stunned him a little bit.
Ooh. There's a right from Perez and another right to the body from Perez. But Montoya, it's like there's no effect on anything to Montoya. Montoya now jumping up and down.
Yeah, he's feeling good. You know, he landed that good right hand at the end of the round. Kind of buzzed Perez a little bit. He sensed it, tried to attack him some more.
Perez has not been in a fight like this during his brief 11-fight career.
Perez just keeps coming, throwing the punches. Ooh, solid right hand. Montoya.
Abraham Montoya.
He's still going to keep coming. So you feel if you hit him.
Doing well. Just backing Perez up, landing some hard, heavy shots.
It's a grueling fight. Both fighters going to wake up tomorrow and feel this. Great fight.
You see a mouse around the right eye of Perez as we start to start Jimmy round.
Oh, no.
7.
Perez
and Montoya now going at it in the middle of the ring. Jab from Montoya. Lands 2 clubbing left hands. Now another jab trying to push Perez back to the ropes. Counter from Perez gets through. Like you said, Danny, this is a real physical, grueling fight. There's no backward step in Abraham Montoya's game. A hard jab from Montoya, and an uppercut on the inside.
Really good body shot by
Another jab from Montoya. He lands. They're not textbook jabs, but you know they landed. Like I said, he's very heavy-handed. Is Montoya? Oh, good right hand from Montoya again. Perez fighting off the ropes.
Moving punches.
Left from Perez. And Montoya trying to answer back.
Both fighters earning that paycheck tonight. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely. Jab. Montoya misses with the right hand. There's a right hand from Perez.
Ooh, good body shot by Perez.
He tried to go with the right to the body as well, but Montoya is undeterred here. And just landed 3 shots to the head, did Montoya.
Perez has the right idea. Go to the body. Try to slow the aggressive fighter down, but Montoya just keeps coming forward.
Montoya takes a deep breath and starts just walking in on Antonio Perez.
Perez has to put them together. Don't load up so much. 1, 2, 3 punches. It's never going to be the first punch against a fighter like Montoya. It's always going to be the second or third punch that'll hurt him.
Good right from Montoya.
Body shot by Montoya.
Yeah, right to the right hand of the body.
I think that really took the air out of Perez. Oh.
Perez and Montoya. Back and forth, and a good right hand from Perez. Into round 7.
What an overhand right by Perez.
No te quedes la guardia abajo después de atacar porque te quiere contragolpear.
See some of the action in round 7. A lot of leather connected in that round. Good body shot you see there from Perez. And the answer from Abraham Montoya.
This is not the case of, do you like the clean, effective punches, or do you like the value of Montoya?
Well,
Perez landed some heavy punches in this fight.
Yeah, but you can see a lot of the work of Montoya on the face of Perez now. We start round number 8. Between Montoya and Perez.
Both fighters in great shape. You know, I don't see
tremendous, yeah.
And they're both absorbing a lot of punches and no sign of weakness.
Perez is trying to find some space. Say Montoya stalking Perez is an understatement. Jab and a right hand from Montoya. Perez looks like he's trying to just move around, land a pot shot here or there.
Yeah,
Just
trying to create some distance.
not have Montoya just keep walking in on a straight line to him. Chance of Perez now.
I'd like to see Perez use his jab right there. Just don't let Montoya come in. Give him something to think about.
Good right to the body from Perez. Double jab from Perez. Fatigue starting to set in on both guys, I think.
This is what champions are made of, the later rounds.
See, the legs of Perez are still pretty spry in there.
Yeah, Perez in great shape. And he's been throwing big shots since the first round.
Been eating some big shots as well. There's a left from Montoya. Montoya looks, I mean, he's slow to begin with. He actually looks even a step slower here in round 8.
I think he just smiled at us.
Counter right from Perez.
Beautiful work by Perez.
I think he just wanted to get the affirmation from one Danny Garcia. See, Perez now working on the ropes. Jab from, a good counter right from Perez. A lazy jab from Montoya opened up a counter right for Perez, but now here comes Montoya now.
Montoya has an iron chin.
Oof. End of round number 8.
What a fight.
Terrific fight.
Él te va a querer sorprender con un solo golpe. No te confíes. No me bajes la mano izquierda.
See some of the action here in round 8. See Montoya pouring in. Here comes some of the work landed by Antonio Perez.
Beautiful overhand right. He's been landing those looping punches all night, but Montoya just keeps coming forward. Iron chin.
Now don't let it get away. Don't let it get away. Come on, keep boxing. Get boxing.
Montoya and Perez up early from their stools.
Both fighters in great shape.
We start round 9. Jab from Perez.
Beautiful.
Oh, good counter right over the top of Perez and a left to the body.
Perez coming alive right here.
Perez, I guess, believes this is his best way, is to kind of dance around the perimeter and just pick his spots and shots.
Absolutely.
Uppercut from Perez. He gets out of the way of a shot from Montoya. This is where all the road work came in handy.
Heavy blows landing by Perez, knocking the sweat right off Montoya. Seen it happen about 4 times this round. Great round by Perez so far.
So far, and a good right hand from Montoya has Perez holding off.
It's kind of been that fight all night, back and forth action.
Hot shot right hand from Perez, but he gets hit with the left hand.
There goes that jab. That's that jab I've been looking for all night.
There's a left from Perez again. Perez has shown he's got tremendous legs and cardio here in round 9.
Absolutely. He's in great shape, using his legs all night. Throwing big shots, taking big shots.
The right hand from Montoya.
Sit back, sit back.
So far, a good round 9 with just under 30 seconds to go for the Harrisburg native Antonio Perez. A little short right hook from Perez gets through. And a left hand. End of round 9, we head to the 10th and final round. Antonio Perez and Abraham Montoya.
Montoya feeling good after that round, but I give that round to Perez. I think that was one of his best rounds of the night.
Tienes que meter una presión muy abrumada, muy cerca de él.
See Perez, his game plan, it was just a circle of the perimeter. That's the one big shot that Montoya landed that round, but you see Perez, you see Perez, he landed a bunch of pot shots from the outside. So let's see if the 10th and final round has in store.
Come on, last round, baby. You got this.
Will Perez try to fight him, or will he continue to try to circle? 10th and final round. Antonio Perez in the green and red. Abraham Montoya in the black with the Mexican colors. Mark Abrams, Danny Garcia. We heard the Archer Music Hall in Allentown, PA. Live on the Zone. Red Isle Boxing. Perez starting out. Dancing along the ropes. It's a very close fight. Should Perez get the victory, or is he not going to hear the name Abraham Montoya anymore?
Definitely a great fight.
So a lot of these
Great matchmaking tonight.
A lot of these young prospects had great learning experiences tonight.
Yes, sir. That's how you get better.
Perez tries to lay it low right on the inside. Montoya gets through the left. What do you think of this philosophy that Perez's strategy the last couple rounds?
I think he thinks he has it in the bag.
Oh, there's a right hand. They're going to score this a knockdown. Wow. I think a little right hand landed and the glove of Perez hit the canvas. Again, in a fight that we believe is close, that could be huge.
I think he was more off balance. I think Perez is more off balance in that shot.
But a punch, I think, did land though. Right over the top from Montoya.
That put the battery in Montoya's back. That's the battery he needed to try to finish this fight strong. Change of momentum in the last minute of the fight.
For sure. I mean, it's a 10-8 round for Montoya. Good right from Perez. 30 seconds to go in this fight.
If I were Perez here, I'll try to land some big rounds to try to steal at least a round back. You might get a tie on the 9-9, but
right over the top from Perez again as we come to the end of the 10th and final round. A terrific main event, good right hand again.
Oh, you heard his hand right there too. Oh,
left for Perez. So short, good fight between Abraham Montoya and Antonio Perez. Our main event lived up to the billing here.
Very, very good fight. Is that knockdown going to make a difference in the fight?
I mean, it very well could. Well, let's first we got the replay of the knockdown. I see what happens here. Jab, jab.
Oh yeah, I think he was more off balance.
But did a punch landed, I do believe.
I feel like he threw his right hand. He was more off balance. It didn't. It can go either way. Yeah. I think he was more off balance in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, the punch. I mean,
he did throw a punch, but I don't think it landed clean.
I thought maybe. I don't know. Now you're convincing me the other way.
I gotta see it one more time.
So Antonio Perez and Abraham Montoya. We will see if that extra point in round 10 looms large for the fighter from Mexicali, Mexico. Here we go. One more time with the knockdown here. See the right hand jab.
Yeah, I think it was more off balance. The right hand never landed.
Yeah, the right may have gotten.
Yeah, the right never landed. I think he was more off balance. But you know, in the heat of the moment, you know, the ref. At the end of the day, he's only human. He can't really see.
Yeah.
Everything happens so fast.
See what happens.
But I would think it was more of a off balance
Great effort by both guys tonight. Red Owl Boxing once again delivers here on the zone. We have the scores. Let's go to ring announcer Lupe Contreras.
After 10 all-action rounds inside the Red Owl boxing ring, we go to the scorecard. Judge Rubenstein scores it 95-94 in favor of Montoya. Judge Chimenti, 95-94 in favor of Perez. And Judge Weisfeld scores about 96-93 in favor of the winner by way of split decision. And now, US WBC Silver Lightweight Champion, Puro Chicali, Baja California, México, el hijo del Pili, Abraham Montoya.
So a one scorecard, that knockdown won him the fight because it was 95-94, got the extra point, and there you have it. Abraham Montoya scores, I don't know if you want to call that an upset, because Montoya, we knew coming in how tough he was to take on the undefeated Antonio
When I heard the
Perez.
96-93, I know it was in favor of him. Really close fight, though. Could have went either way.
Montoya is going to speak with Leanna Cruz. Up to Leanna Cruz.
I'm here with tonight's winner. Is there anything you want to say to people at home?
Ya miraron quién es el más macho.
He said you figured out who is el más macho tonight.
Is there anyone specific you want to call out next?
¿Alguien en particular a quién quieres saludar esta noche?
Quiero mandarle un saludo a mi esposa, a mi madre, a mi equipo, a mis patrocinadores, a la gente que cree en mí. A Philly para rato y puro Mexicali.
I want to send one to my mom, my wife, all my sponsors, and everybody who believes in me. There's more Philly to come, and long live Mexico.
Aprovechar el momento en la televisión para decirle a mi esposa que quiero tener más bebés.
I want to take advantage of this opportunity. I want to tell my wife, hey, I want to make more babies with you.
Aquí está mi arma secreta, el Cali Junior de Mexicali.
Here's my secret weapons, the #1 trainer in Mexicali.
Congratulations on your win again. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Leanna. What a great night of boxing. Red Owl Boxing delivers once again. Abraham Montoya, our winner in our main event. For Leanna Cruz and the champ, Danny Garcia, I'm Mark Abrams. Thank you for joining us, and good night from Allentown.